Yeah, today is the day where we are releasing our baby that we've been working on for, I don't know, 6 months or something like that. And before we start and get into the portals and the harmonic coherence journey, I just wanted to share a little bit how me and Claudia met. And then she will also share something that she has written. Claudia has written a wonderful book that I had the
Quite a while.
pleasure of reading while I was in Hawaii, and it's very beautiful. And she will share a little bit of that. It's all connected, and then we will talk a little bit more about the intention behind and show you a few examples of the portals, and then also talk about how you can work with them, like look at the book and also here for your questions and ideas. And also, we will give away one package for free. So make sure that you stay with us, and there will be a moment where we will ask a question. And then, if you've seen like live streams in the past, then you know how it works. Like we will write down all the answers with the names and then pick a name for the lucky winner. So yeah, a lot of exciting stuff ahead. And it's a pleasure to have you here, Claudia. Claudia is in Thailand right now. I'm in Costa Rica. And so the first time that I found out about Claudia's work was she was actually sending me a link of a video that she made where she was creating geometries for my music. Like back then, it was still like medicine.
Yeah, and I have a time delay, like 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's probably okay with the stream. I mean, but you hear me in real time, no? Like I'm talking to you through Zoom, so you should hear me in real time. Or not? You don't hear me now when I'm talking to you, Claudia? Hello?
hmm
Do you hear me like I'm talking to you right now through Zoom? You can hear me now or not?
Yeah, I hear you in real time.
Yeah, but then you can just mute YouTube because I mean that's more like maybe confusing if you hear the
I can
delay.
hear you, but I hear both voices. Maybe I should close. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you just mute YouTube so that you just hear the Zoom because this is more real time.
Yeah, through Zoom, I hear you.
Okay, great. That's the most important because that's what people
Okay,
hear
okay,
our
okay.
conversation through Zoom. So that's great.
hmm
So yeah, and we will just show you like the little the video example that Claudia has made, and I was like so fascinated by it and thought like, wow, this is special. And I had this idea that we should collaborate, and she had the idea at the same time. But before we get into this, just I want to show you the video briefly. So right, this was the track. It's called Vuela Vuela that I recorded in Costa Rica with a medicine musician called Dave Perry. And we're just gonna give you like a little example. Okay, so that was just a little example, but you could see like how beautiful that is. And I'm sorry that you couldn't hear the sound. You can just Google that if you want, or like put it up on YouTube. And then you can find it. Like I thought I put it into the browser here. I can hear it on my headphones. For some reason, it's not going through the stream. But yeah, this way you could focus more on the geometries anyway. But yeah, if you just, type it into YouTube, like Steffen Key, Vuela Vuela, then you find the video. Or you just go to Claudia's YouTube channel, actually, The Divine Magician. And there you find it as well. It's a beautiful song. And yeah, the geometries are incredible. And so I thought like, wow, this is special. And then I started reaching out to Claudia and we started talking. And I was working at the architect at this point on a harmonic coherence template for Ableton. So this is how it started out as an idea, for the template. And then I was sharing with her the concept, and the idea was that it's like, at the beginning it was 6 portals, which then turned out to be 9 portals, with each portal had a specific frequency. And it was a journey into coherence based on different themes that we will get into when we look at, the content and the book. And yeah, and so then this is how it started. So basically I was making the sounds first with Ableton, and then I would send it to Claudia, and she can talk a little bit about her process, like also like how it was for her. But basically I would send her the sounds, and then she would create the geometries based on that. And they're all like 6-minute pieces that are intended to loop. So the interesting thing is the template right now, we don't know if it's going to come out or not, because my hard disk, external hard disk fried, and I didn't have a backup. And I still hope that I can recover the data when I'm back in Europe. I'm going back to Europe next week. And I hope to find a professional who can recover the files, because there's a lot of important stuff on there, also like my album and other things. But yeah, for now, I cannot show you the projects. I would have intended that. But yeah, if it's meant to be, then the files will be recovered, and there will be an Ableton template. And if not, then most and foremost, it was created as a tool, to navigate the shift. And definitely what is more important is to have the videos with the sound than the template itself, right? But we will see. But this is how it started basically. And then yeah, Claudia was just making this amazing geometries, and you will see them in a bit. And yeah, and then like after receiving the first geometry, I was like, yeah, wow, this is totally meant to happen. This is super powerful. There's something happening here that would have not happened if me or her would have done it alone. Like it's just something, the combination, of the gifts and the skills and the approaches together, they're so powerful to combine these sounds, which are all, of course, in precise temperament tuning for 32 hertz. And then her multi-layered, super magical, super precise mathematical geometries. Yeah, it's a trip in the best way possible. And I could experience it also in moments where I felt like really out of whack and really like dysregulated. And after 15 minutes, just, I felt like I was back to a good state. So yeah, you can experience the power for yourself. And we will also put a version up on YouTube so that everybody can experience it, for the people who don't intend to work with this in a setting with clients or groups, or like in a different way, so that it's like accessible to anybody, because it is our gift for navigating the shift, and we don't want it to be like that there's a threshold. But at the same time, if people actually, and we feel it's very powerful also to use for group work and facilitated work and things like that. And if people want to work with that in that setting, there's a special package that we will get into that is available. So, and today you can win one. And yeah, so there was a little bit of the introduction, like how we met. And yeah, maybe I will hand it over to you, Claudia, for a second. Maybe feel free to share what you want to share if you want to maybe read something first or.
Yeah, actually, I want to start with a reading.
Yeah.
Hi to everybody. I'm Claudia, the Divine Magician. Yeah, and I start with a reading.
Beautiful.
Oh, voilà. Just one moment. I have no voice. It's always like this. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, this is my book. It's the book you also get with the journal. It's a present and two more files. I will talk about them later. The title is The Illusion of Self-Love. This book is not a manual. Before I start reading, yes, Stefan, thank you for your nice introduction. Sorry. And I want to say, actually, it's both the frequency and the visuals, of course, because both enhance each other. When you have two senses, you potentiate effect. It's not X2, it's a potentiation. So like X10. And so the effect is way more.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I start again. This book is not a manual. It is not a step-by-step guide to fixing yourself, because you are not broken. This is a story, my story, a map of a journey I'm still walking. It is a remembering of what I forgot, and then choose to remember again, consciously this time, so that I could turn around and say, this is how I get here. These are the markers. If you want to walk this path, here's what I learned. The map is incomplete. It will always be incomplete because the journey doesn't end. It deepens. It spirals. And every turn reveals something new. But perhaps in these pages you will find something that resonates, a phrase that unlocks a door you didn't know was closed, a permission you didn't know you were waiting for, a reminder of what you have always known, buried beneath years of conditioning and criticism and trying to be anything other than exactly what you are. Here is what I wish for you. I wish that you could be exactly as you are, that you could unfold in your own time without apology or explanation. I wish that your very existence could be recognized as a gift, not because of what you achieve, but simply because you are. I wish that celebrating yourself could become as natural as breathing, that self-love could be taught from the beginning so that no child ever grows up believing they are not enough. I wish that being could be honored, that emotions could be felt without shame, that imperfection could be embraced as the only honest way to be human. I wish that the war could end for all of us, not through victory, but through surrender. The journey begins here. Yeah, and actually I want to read a bit more if I have time. Have I time? Do you have time?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Please, yeah.
Thank you. The part of the journey I have shared in these pages is deeply personal, but it is also universal, because we are all walking the same path, whether we know it or not. We are all remembering, we are all ascending, returning to the center, finding the divine, not in some distant heaven, but in the very core of our own being. Some people are further along the path, some are just beginning. Some have walked it many times before and are choosing to walk it again, more consciously, more fully. It doesn't matter where you are. What matters is that you keep walking, that you keep choosing again and again to meet yourself with compassion instead of criticism, to celebrate instead of diminish, to accept instead of punish. What matters is that you remember that you are not broken. You do not need to be fixed. You only need to remember what you have always been. The work continues. My portals are taking shape. The Harmonic Coherence Journey has been building 9 files in total. A path designed to guide you through specific brainwave states, heart coherence, temporal awareness, and ultimately to a place of deep remembering. And these are standalone portals, and there are standalone portals too, but I don't talk about them now. Each portal is a doorway, a frequency-based experience designed not to entertain, but to shift something fundamental in the nervous system, to quiet the inner critic, to open the heart, to remind you on a cellular level of what wholeness feels like. But you don't need my portals to walk this path. You can find your own doorways, your own practices, your own markers. All I offer is an invitation. Step through, see what happens. Trust the unfolding. Something is shifting, not just in me, but in all of us. People in different places who have never met are reporting similar experiences. A deepening of intuition, a sensitivity to energy, a growing awareness that we are moving towards something, a remembering of what we were before we forgot. There is a wave moving through humanity. The first wave is already here. Recognizing each other across distances, tuning into the same frequency without coordinating, without planning, just knowing. I am part of this wave. Stefan is part of this wave, and perhaps you are too. And if you are, know this, you are not alone. You have never been alone. We are all walking each other home. Yeah.
Wow, so beautiful. That brings me straight back to the time in Hawaii when I was reading it for the first time and I was tearing up, like there's something so deeply profound in those words. It feels like a transmission, right? It feels like, yeah, there's like a truth resonating on such a deep level. And this is like this moment where you like start to realize, oh yeah, I don't need to go anywhere. I don't need to do anything. I just need to remember. And this is for me what coherence is about. It is this state, this eternal innate state of perfection, of presence, of wholeness, of divinity, and intelligence, divine intelligence, and beyond all the distortions, right? And I think your book is so beautifully at illustrating that and bringing you into that state of remembrance. So yeah, thank you so much. It was also very, very helpful in that time in Hawaii where I did a lot of inner work because the outer work was not possible. I came with different ideas, but then the inner work started, and the book was really beautiful anchor and reminder in that moment. And yeah, it goes really well together with the whole journey with the portals as well. So it also will be included in the package. And yeah, thank you for sharing. And yeah, looks like the people in the comments also enjoyed it. Yeah, powerful. Exactly, Jamie. Very powerful.
Thanks, yeah. Yeah, and I wanted to tell you, we have 2 more presents in the journey. We have created 8 portals plus 1 alpha and omega, so 9 portals altogether.
Yeah, if you
And
want, I can bring up the website. Like the actual Gumroad website where we have
launched this
where
for
we have
you.
the list. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, and there are 2 more files. One is the RRS file, the RRS activation. What is RRS? I'm talking cryptic maybe. It's the retinal activation system, your eyes, more or less in a simple expression, when I can say more or less your eyes. And with this file, your perception of the reality shifts. You will open yourself up for possibilities what you didn't saw before. Because we are trained, we are so trained, not only in this life, but for centuries, to perceive things what actually are not real, and we think it's real. That's the illusion.
Yeah, exactly.
So the whole journey will lift the curtain slightly,
Yeah.
yeah. And the more you practice with it, the deeper it goes. Um, and a second file also we give for you in the first month, it's the vagus nerve activation, because all this pretending to be somewhere what we are not, you know, all these layers of patterns, all these conditions, all what is artificial packed on us is extremely exhausting for our nervous system. So we run most of the time on our um, parasympathicus, on our sympathicus, sorry. So always in tension. And the vagus nerve activation is the equivalent, and it will activate your vagus nerve, your parasympathicus nervous system, what is really imbalanced, to bring it in balance, because it need to be in balance to shift. Your body needs to be coherent, and your body is especially your nervous system. It's an energy grid, your nervous system. It's not just for thinking or for moving. It contains informations like your DNA. You heard of it? The medicine, the Western medicine said we have chunk files, files in our DNA, but actually those are not chunk files. They are very important, and nowadays they got activated. And yeah, the deeper you go, the more you activate them, and let's see what happens next then.
Yes, exactly. All right,
Yeah.
so I brought up the website here, and there's two options here, right? There's the Harmonic Coherence Journey in 4K, and then there's the full HD. And the 4K version obviously has a higher resolution, and that's at the introductory price for 111, and the full HD will always be 111. But if you want to have the 4K, like eventually we will go up for that, but now for the launch period, it's the same price. And I'm just going to click on this now to see what's in
Yeah, we
there.
offer also installment. You can pay in 2 installments,
Yeah,
because it's
exactly.
important for us that everybody can have the launch offer
Exactly.
if you want. Yeah.
Yeah. And now we're looking at the content. So there's the book, and we will get into the book a little bit in a minute. Like
Oh
the,
yeah,
the
the booklet. We have a booklet also, not only the self-love book, but also a companion book for the journey. Yeah, I
exactly.
don't want to. You want to talk about it?
And then you
Yeah.
see we have all the portals, the 9 portals that we have co-created. And then, as Claudia mentioned, there will also be the vagus nerve reset, which is really good for regulating the nervous system, and then the ARS activation that she was talking about, right? So this is all basically a gift on top of this in the launch period. Okay, so now let's have a look actually at the book, and let's talk a little bit more deeper about the intentions behind it and the actual frequencies, and then we'll actually experience 2 full portals, and so you can see and get an idea, you know, for the power of it and how they're each like super unique and super different, but how they're all connected. And yeah, so let me go to the book. All right. So you see that's the content, right? We talk a little bit about the journey, and then the breath is super important because we also have like breath exercises for each portal that you can do on your own or with the clients or groups you're working with. And then we go into the portals. So this is just the introduction, right? I will read this. Stephen Key and the Divine Magician created the Harmonic Coherence Journey as a sonic and visual keys to shift to a shift that is already happening, not somewhere else, but in you. This is not a meditation. This is not self-improvement. This is a recalibration, a quantum shift, a timeline jump from who you learn to be back to who you have always been. Coherence is perception, intention, and action flowing with underlying unity. From unity flows clarity, and from clarity flows responsibility. And from responsibility flows evolution, and evolution of awareness recognizing itself more fully. When you are coherent, you're whole, and when you're whole, reality responds. Not because you forced it, because you finally stopped interfering with what was always trying to emerge. Each portal uses precise frequencies paired with emerald codes, coded sacred geometry, to train your nervous system, expand your perception, and prepare you for what is already coming. Watch each portal for at least 30 minutes. Let the frequency do its work. Notice what changes in you and the world around you. You are not learning something new, you are remembering. The journey begins and ends with the same portal, self-love and compassion, the highest frequency, alpha and omega. You start here, move through the other portals, and return here. No longer the same. The journey is a circle, you are the center. This journey is not for those who want to stay comfortable. It will change you. If you're ready to transform, if you're not ready to transform, wait. But if you hear the call, if you know you are part of those who came here to shift, this is for you. And even if you think you're not ready yet, the frequencies will work. They will lift you exactly as far as your path allows. All right, so that's a beautiful, powerful introduction. And then this goes into the breath as a vector and a vessel, right? So when you inhale, you're not merely taking in oxygen, you are receiving patterned memory, templates, harmonics, and potential. And this is why the breath is so essential and so powerful and helpful in the whole process of activation and integration and remembrance. When you exhale, you're not merely releasing CO2, you are imprinting signal into form. You exhale geometry into the field. Each breath cycle is a microcosmic creation spiral, right? And we will have a little experience of that. So, and those are then the portals, right? Each portal comes like with an intention and a story behind it. And the portal number 1 is 72 Hertz, coherence rooting. The intention is to ground your nervous system and establish the base rhythm. This is the entry point to the journey. And it allows us to attune to Gaia's frequency and to remember that we were never separate from the earth, but that we are with her. And before that starts Alpha and Omega, right? The self-love, self-compassion journey. And then you have the second portal, which is temporal awareness. And this intention is to open your awareness of time and experience it as a field, not as a stress line. Learn to expand beautiful moments and let difficult ones pass quickly. This is a preparation, training your perception to navigate time fluidly as you move between worlds. Yeah, this one is very interesting. It's like just allowing us to perceive time as something fluid and malleable and flexible and not like linear or fixed in any way. But it's more like a like a fluid experience that we can navigate based on our intentions. And then portal 3, we will start with this, so we will be able to experience that. And the frequency is 144 Hertz, also super important frequency for me personally also, and just in general. And it's also seen as a light code. It's also a D in 432 Hertz precise temperament tuning. And the intention is to build a harmonic structure in the field. It is the triadic foundation everything else rests on, right? This is why it's kind of so crucial. You begin to hear overtones in all sound, watching form create form endlessly from its own nature. So you're not observing creation, you are inside it, right? Okay, so let's maybe start with that. If you want to go along with the breath cycle, feel free. It's a 5-second inhale. All right, so you inhale for 5, and then you hold for 3, and then you exhale for 5, and then you hold for 3, and then you inhale for 5, hold for 3. So it's like 5-3, 5-3, right? So inhale for 5, and you hold for 3, you exhale for 5, and then you hold for 3, and you inhale for 5. And yeah, and you can focus on your harmonic center. The breath steadies the harmonic center, the place from which all creation moves. And yeah, this time you should be able to actually hear the sound. I tested it on the video recording. So if not, please let me know. But I think this will work. So now we're entering portal 3. Yeah, I launched the portal. Yeah. It should come. Like, perfect. Great. Okay. So the 6 minutes are over. That was the first portal.
Mm.
And
Uh-huh.
I think it's pretty fascinating um,
Mm.
to see like how complex it gets and how it keeps shifting and evolving and how it's like full on alive and how it's like so multidimensional. And just notice, you know, the shift the moment the video stops, and how you feel, but and how you still like feel altered, and how they affect, like, you know, like something, I feel like something is working, something is being rearranged, and I definitely already feel a shift. But you also notice the moment that it stops, like, whoa, you know, like what happened, like where am I, like what's just going on. And yeah, let me just check the chat a little bit here. So what we
I'm
see,
here in the chat. I see.
yeah.
Oh,
So Sabrina
thank
says
you.
like, wow, I would like to experience this with the VR set and the frequency bed. Yeah, that's yeah, exactly. Imagine that, right? That would be
Hmm.
beautiful, fully
Yeah,
immersive.
that's the future.
Exactly, that is the future. And then, wow, and Howard says amazing work. And Sabine says, thank you, this is beyond. Unfortunately, I have to leave. Okay, yeah, thank you for joining us for a little bit. And
Yeah, wow. It
what
sucked.
an
I have to
experience.
go
Can't
now.
even begin to put it into words. Yeah, right? That's the thing. Like words are like
Hmm.
uh beyond. Like this is beyond words, because it's yeah, it's something that we've never experienced before in that way. And at the same time, words are really not needed because vibration is the language. Even though words are also vibration, but they're pretty limited to express what's happening. When the video stopped, it sucked. Haha. Exactly. That's what I mean, right? It's like, whoa, what's happening? I want to go back to that state.
Yeah,
And
that's why we created endless loops you can watch to infinity. You do that.
exactly. So there's features like we were like in Ableton, for example, you can put in videos and you can just loop it, and I can show you that. But also in OBS, like there's a looping feature. Like,
VLC player. Easy.
oh yeah, VLC player, exactly. It's free.
Yeah.
OBS is also free. But yeah, you can basically loop it. Like that's why we created it in a way that it loops seamlessly with the visuals and the music, right? So after 6 minutes, it repeats, goes to the beginning, but it's all seamlessly. There's no cut in between, and it just keeps going. We
Hmm.
just had to stop here, you
Yeah,
know.
feels like synapses are rearranged. Exactly. That is what we are doing. We. Uh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go for it, Claudia. Like, feel free
Okay.
to comment.
Okay, I thought you're talking, but I hear the lips I see the lips moving. It's a little weird. Okay, because the sacred geometry and the emerald codes are precise mathematical tools. Also, the frequency which channels Stefan. which really rearrange your nervous system. And this we need for the shift, actually. It's a shift tool for support your shift. And especially this file, you will find stories for each portal in the companion booklet. And the stories happened all, yeah, they're all true. And during during creation of this portal, really, I can show you later, scissors fell down and stuck in my toe, like really huge scissors, the normal kitchen scissors, and they were rusty, and they just stuck in my uh append what is this appendix toe? The toe next to the big toe. I don't know. Actually the toe next to the big toe. And yeah, you saw it maybe in my stories or maybe in Stefan's stories. What I did, I pulled it out. Everything was full of blood. I just cleaned it with water and then I put my hands over it and sent self-compassion and self-love, what I practiced quite a while. And together with this file during creation, and I watched it then for 3 days, I could see how the wounds close. It was really impressive, like magic. You could see how all your cells rearranged themselves and fixed this. So yeah, this file is very special. Number three, you will have a lot of fun, and also maybe the ladies between us. I'm also, because when something has such an influence on cellular level and on cell renewal, yes, maybe you see. Let's see where it gets. Genau. Okay.
Okay,
Good, you
sweet.
can make me smaller because this looks so weird when I'm talking without sound. Please.
Yeah, no, but it's great. Like, it's all
Please
good.
tell
You're
me.
good. But yeah, okay, if you prefer this, I will port you back.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But it's beautiful
Um,
to give you the full stage, you know? You have so many exciting things to
Thank
share.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah,
sweet.
actually, maybe should I tell something a little bit of the emerald codes and the what we used in the
Oh,
files,
yeah, please.
what is there
Go ahead. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Is it
how this
okay?
functions.
Yeah.
It's an okay. It's an interesting process actually because I was born with a gift. I didn't know for long that it is a gift. I can see those codes. Yeah. Sometimes with closed eyes, very often with open eyes, but is really practical because during creation and when I arrange them, I know that they are working as soon as all the frequencies, all the patterns are in the room, are expanding via the screen and are everywhere. Then I know, okay, that's it. And how I do this, I don't know. I can see sound. Yeah. When it comes on high-end speaker, not on the phone, but on really good speaker, I can see first it started just the waves, and in the meanwhile, that not only the semantic patterns, because behind the semantic patterns, those are those what you know from the plates, the sand, or also in the water, the standing waves. When you put frequencies, you see certain patterns. Those are called semantics. And behind those semantics, there is a whole universe, like really, like you know, sacred geometry, like the classical one, the flower of life. You will see it very often, but not the normal one, a multidimensional one, and it goes up to 13 dimensions in the portals. And also other sacred geometry, actually all is based on those emerald codes of the special frequencies, um, plus certain movements and colors. Yeah, I use colors. There is called the color science, you know, a certain wavelength of green, certain wavelength of turquoise, certain wavelength length of blue and gold, etc. I can send you a list if you're interested in maybe, or I can post one because it's really interesting how color wavelengths, because a color is a frequency, and I match the frequency with the color frequencies. And all colors have certain properties. For example, red is easy. Red and yellow in nature, we know this. Red and yellow is always like, oh, don't touch or attention. And in real life, real life, yeah. In the illusion, they also draw like these stop signs and so in red that people are, yeah, you know, that's why those signs are red. And red is activation. Red activates us, a certain kind of red, a crimson red. And it's interesting, it's the lowest color frequency, but it activates us. And for example, green, a certain kind of green calms us. A certain kind of blue let us feel safe, a certain kind of turquoise let us communicate, and so on. And accordingly to the, you will see there are a lot of movements also, like outer movements, inward movements. These also, the movements trigger certain brain states. When something moves inside, you go to the center. When something moves outside, you project it outside, like the projection of intention, which is also one file. And what we saw before, the portal 3, is mainly the Julia set fractals. You know the Mandelbrot, it's very famous. The Julia set nearly nobody knows, but the Julia set actually is the one on which all is built up, like the leaves, the branches of the trees, the clouds, all patterns are the Julia set. And the Julia set you see in extremely in portal number 3. Yeah. Okay. If you have questions, you can ask later because now Stefan wants to tell you something, I guess. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Funny.
wow. Thank you. Thank you for that amazing share. Like that's so deep and profound. Like, and yeah, we can really feel that you have like studied and researched that, and it's so awesome that you have this ability to confirm, you know, whether something is like ready or not, or whether it's aligned or not by seeing the geometries actually in the space, you know. So this is how we can just you know make sure that like it's like divinely structured, you know, and you have this mechanism or like this measurement, this internal gift to measure, you know, when something is fully aligned. And I think that's fascinating and amazing.
Yeah, and that's why also actually it's logic because I have to tell you all, it's my sole purpose. I'm here, I reincarnated to support the shift, especially with my gift, because it's really needed. And I'm so happy that Stefan found me, or I found his music, and that we could do this together. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Really.
I feel so blessed and honored and grateful for this opportunity as well. And yeah, the plan is definitely also to go on tour together and have more projects and have more like live interactions with those kind of things beyond the portals. But yeah, that's for another story. I just want to welcome Todd in the chat before we continue with the next portal. So Todd is a Musify app, and I will also have Todd in the channel in the future. I don't want to get too much into it, but just want to say hi to Todd. It's awesome to have you here. Todd is also doing amazing things, and I will have him in the future here. And if you want to check out his app, feel free. Okay, so now we're gonna go.
And I want to say hello to Rohit. He's also a nice sound healing composer
Who?
from India. Hmm.
Who is there?
Rohit is here.
Ah, Robert.
Rohit.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Okay,
Rohit. Yeah.
that's the person you're also collaborating with on the other portals.
Yes, for the neuroscience stuff.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, it's a pleasure to meet you, brother. Yeah, I enjoy your work a lot. Also, I was fortunate enough to yeah to use this medicine as well in some moments. It's beautiful still that you're here with us as well. Um, Okay, sweet. So now we're gonna continue. So let's see. So the next portal is emotional clarity, also really beautiful and powerful. And the intention is to lead the emotion from chaos to clarity, to create the inner inhale, and to feel emotions in the body without being swept away, and to transform through feeling and not suppressing. And yeah, obviously that is something, you know, heal it to feel it. And this is just holding space for this, and it's beautiful. And especially, yeah, if you feel like overwhelmed, or yeah, you just want to be in a space, you want to intentionally process something, whatever it is, whether it's grief or anger or anything, it's a really powerful space holding portal for that. And in general, it's also part of the journey because probably, obviously, something will come up, you know, if things are being rearranged and restructured from, it's like an entrainment effect that happens, right? Anything that is out of, or let's say like it's a bit distorted from the divine truth and perfection and harmony, those frequencies, they will have an entrainment effect and bring up things and also probably emotions as well. So now we go to the fifth portal that we're actually going to experience also. And it is 288 hertz projection of intention. So you could use it if you wanted to, like project your intention outward into form. When intention is coherent from the heart and not from the ego, reality responds. This is creation without force. And I would suggest even you don't have to, like if you want to use it, you know, to project your intention, like your intention doesn't need to be anything else other than coherence or truth or anything. You don't, you know, like it's not a manifestation technique where you like imagine something, oh yeah, this should happen and that. It's just like setting this intention of truth and remembrance and coherence, and then this will project outward. And yeah, this portal is really something else. Like I really love the visuals and the sounds for it. And if you want to go along with the breath cycle, it is this time it's inhale for 4, hold, inhale for 6, hold for 4, exhale for 6, and hold for 4, right? So 6, 4, inhale, 6, then you hold for 4, and then you exhale for 6, and then you hold for 4. If you want to, like, you know, anchor those geometries with your breath, and the breath balances and aligns, so your intention can move into form without interference. All right, so here we go. Portal 5, projection of intention. Okay. Yeah, I just pinned the link for the Gumroad package into the chat.
I can put it in the chat also if you like.
I already did it. Like it's already pinned.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah,
It should be pinned on top of the chat, and it's also the last comment.
okay, I cannot see it, but
It's all at the bottom of the chat, and it's also pinned at the top. Okay, so
I said it before, it's so.
yeah. So let's just continue like going through the portals. There will be no more portal visuals, but yeah, let's just continue with the themes, and then there will be more space for Q&A, and then you will go to the how you call that, giveaway. Okay, so portal 6, 384 hertz, sonic cohesion. The intention is to bring the voice, thought, and field into coherent sound, to awaken your true inner voice, not words, but knowing. Divine guidance flows through the coherent field. You finally hear yourself, and others can hear you too. So that is portal 6. And then we have portal 7 with the green frequency, 432 hertz, actually the field alignment. So the intention is to bundle all layers into one aligned field, the 0 point. And when you align with the field, you align with the optimal timeline. What's meant for you arrives without force. Everything clicks into place. And yeah, like it's just in general, like this is a journey of surrendering, opening, and receiving, not so much of doing. And then we have portal number 8, 528 hertz, the oversoul descent. And the intention is to receive. Yeah. What did you say?
No, sorry, my picture makes something.
Ah, okay. It looks pretty solid still here on my end. Okay. So yeah, portal 8, 528 hertz, the oversoul descent. Receive your oversoul into form. This portal dissolves the perceived distance between your higher self and your human body. You are not reaching upward, your oversoul is descending, meeting you exactly where you are. 528 hertz activates the remembrance encoded in your DNA, and you were never separate from your highest expression. You are the vessel, and the vessel is ready. And then to complete, we go back to the Alpha and Omega portal, the 648 hertz, the self-compassion, right? So this is where everything begins and where everything returns, not as a reward you have earned, not as something practiced until you get it right. Self-compassion is the frequency beneath all frequencies. The warmth that makes transformation possible, not because it pushes you forward, but because it holds you so completely that all the artificial finally has permission to fall away. Without it, healing is effort. With it, healing is homecoming. This is the Kuscheldecke from within. And I love that you in your book also, like you have this little German words. For those of you who don't speak German, Kuscheldecke is like your blankie. You know, so this is the blankie from within, the Kuscheldecke, the feeling of being smiled at, held, and kissed by life itself, all at once, from inside your own chest, not from the ego, but through the heart and through the oversoul. This is unconditional self-love, and this is the frequency of the shift. You're not here to become someone better. You're here to become yourself. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so let's have a look at the chat. Howard says amazing spatial audio and visuals. Yes, indeed. Thank you. if you're ever going to teach classes in how to make visuals like this, sign me up. So yeah, if you ever start to teach that, Claudia, people would definitely want to join your course. Should you feel so inclined or inspired?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Just text me.
Yeah, Mario says beautiful visuals. Yes, thanks for joining, Mario.
Thank you.
And yeah, also Tiana, also she would love to join your classes as well on how to create those visuals. Amazing.